Hello and welcome. Welcome to Moment of Clarity with Lee Camp. Today, starring Lee Camp. Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm trying out the new blurry background thing. I think it kind of makes me look more 3D, like a little bit like I'm in your living room, which you might not want. I can understand certainly if you don't want that, but I'll just try not to move too much because then it starts looking like when you've had too many beers at a party and your friends' faces are just kind of flowing by you and there's kind of no background. It's hello, and you're just like ah. So I hope it doesn't start to feel like that. Anyway, welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. I'm going to go into how our Department of Homeland Security on this episode. I'll go into the Department of Homeland Security is creating, for all intents and purposes, what is exactly the Ministry of Truth from 1984, the dystopian George Orwell novel, which is not supposed to be an instruction manual, folks. It's not a goddamn instruction manual. It's a dystopian hellhole. So I'm going to get into that a little bit. Tough to say how much screaming will be involved, perhaps a little bit. So yes, we are creating the Orwellian world that we all wanted to avoid. Well, our government is. Maybe not you or me. Also, I'm going to get into Roe v. Wade. Leaks documents show that it's about to be overturned and by the Supreme Court. And I'm going to dig into that as well in a few minutes on this episode. Something that I'll be doing on this episode that I've not done before. It's part of my switch to locals, which I did a long video about yesterday. As you can see in the corner of the screen, leecamp.locals.com. I hope you'll go over there and join me. But the first 15 minutes of this stream will be of this live stream will be on YouTube, Facebook, and rumble.com. However, after 15 minutes, the rest will continue just at rumble.com/leecamp. It is free over there, so it's not like I'm suddenly cutting you off from the content. You can head over to rumble.com/leecamp and subscribe over there and enjoy the rest of the live stream. But so 15 minutes from now, we will be finishing up the last half hour at rumble.com/leecamp. But like I said, if you want to support my stuff, please go to leecamp.locals.com. If you want the first month free, use the promo code Keep Fighting, all caps, one word. All right, so let's get into this. The Hill is reporting. Now, the Hill, by the way, never read the Hill. The Hill is a trash outlet. However, this happens to be true. I've looked at enough other sources to know this is true. But but throughout, as I go into this article, I will reveal some of the ways that the Hill is trying to slant your view. And thank you, Katie says the promo code is now working. Yes, it didn't work yesterday because it's something about it cutting off at the end of the month. Anyway, it should be working for this month. Okay, so this is the article from the Hill. About them creating. Oh shit! I didn't realize that background was there for. Anyway, what if I can delete that dumb background? There we go. All right. So, from the Hill, White House pledges that the DHS, Department of Homeland Security Disinfo Board, will be nonpartisan and apolitical. Yes, so they're calling it the Disinfo Board, which is, I mean, is there any difference in the wording than between that and Ministry of Truth, honestly? So the Disinfo Board, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said Monday that a board of disinformation recently convened by the Department of Homeland Security will operate in a nonpartisan and apolitical manner. I think the proper response to that is, bah! Right on. It's going to be nonpartisan and apolitical. Here's the thing. When they say that, even if it were true, even if they decided we're not going to do the just Biden administration thing, we're going to be nonpartisan. When they say nonpartisan, they mean going down the line of both corporate parties. They mean agreement from both corporate shithead parties. That is what they mean. They don't mean outside of parties. They mean within the two that are essentially one corporate bullshit clusterfuck party. That is what they mean. So the idea of nonpartisan, when it's said by political hacks like that, it doesn't mean nonpartisan. It means of both political bullshit parties. That's what it means. So the idea that it's going to be nonpartisan is laughable from the start. Now, as this article will mention, this disinformation board was initially created under Donald Trump's administration. So, you know, the Biden administration is going, look, this is both sides of the aisle, right? You got Donald Trump and you got Joe Biden administrations, and they all agree. Yeah, they all agree because they are the same two bullshit corporate American parties. That's what they are. And they agree on this. They agree on crushing dissent against those two parties. They agree on making sure you can't get information like mine, the most censored comedian in America, me right now, little old me. They're making sure that you can't get that information. And that's what this board, this Ministry of Truth, will actually be doing. And it's funny that it's mostly right-wingers that have been calling attention to this because the left, the true left in America, has been so crushed that there's not even much of a true left to scream and yell about this kind of stuff. So most of the discontent, most of the fury you're hearing, most of the ire you're hearing about this disinformation council committee, whatever their shit, is coming from right wing, because the right wing is very far right wing. I mean, almost outside of the Republicans, far right wing is very strong and very large and filling America in many ways right now. Whereas the true left is tiny and gutted and destroyed for multiple reasons. But the main reason is that we're the true threat to American hegemony, to American empire, to the idea that we can just crush other countries to get what we want to in order to extract more profit, more power. We are the true threat. And even someone like Bernie Sanders, who Bernie is, you know, he's left wing compared to Nancy Pelosi, but he's not left. He's not he's not strongly anti-capitalist. He's not, in many ways, the true left. He sold out to the whole Hillary machine, right? We all know that. So, in a way, even just the Bernie Sanders left is too far left, is anathema to the corporate system. He is the true threat. The far right, they're okay with. I mean, they're teaming up with Nazis right now in Ukraine, right? Both of our parties, which are one corporate party, are agreeing to send billions and billions of dollars. I don't even know what the total is now of aid to Nazi fighters in Ukraine. So both of them lining up with Nazis. The true left barely exists nowadays, and we're the actual threat in a larger way. So here's what they say. Going to be nonpartisan and apolitical. The mandate is not to adjudicate what is true or false online or otherwise. Yes, it is. Whatever they say, it's not something. It's that. It's the opposite of whatever they're saying. Psaki told reporters during a briefing, it will operate in a nonpartisan and apolitical manner. It's basically meant to coordinate a lot of the ongoing work that is happening. And the focus is on disinformation and threats to the homeland. Well, let's think about this for a second. What do they, meaning Psaki, everyone in the Biden administration, everyone in the Hillary Clinton machine, everyone in Congress, all the Republicans, what do they view as disinformation? Well, let's see. Anything that goes against American propaganda, right? That is disinformation. At no point will you see most Republicans and 95% of all Democrats, at no point will you see them say, yeah, that stuff coming out of our government is propaganda, is bullshit, is lies. So to them, and I don't know that they actually believe it, I don't think most of them do, but to them, what counts as disinformation is anything that goes against the American empire's propaganda. That counts as disinformation. So when she says it's to coordinate efforts to stop disinformation, she means it's coordinating efforts to stop anything that goes against American propaganda. That's what this Ministry of Truth, this disinformation fucking committee is meant to do. Coming straight out of George Orwell. Stop any thought that is outside of the Overton window, outside of allowable corporate talking points. That's what they're doing. That's their goal. And they're saying it right here. And honestly, they're barely even covering it up. It's not, I mean, they're pulling something out of the book 1984 and they're hardly even trying to cover it up. But it's not even fucking, just lie to us better. That's all I'm asking for, man. Just lie to us better. Could you make us think that for 3 seconds you give a shit about the average American? Could you do that? Could you lie to us a little better? Then I might be down. But this is weak. This is, you're not even making an effort, guys. You're not even making an effort. Psaki said that the board would address disinformation related to threats such as violent extremism, human trafficking, and malign foreign influence. All right, let's go through a couple of these. These are the 3 things she says it's focusing on, right? Violent extremism. Well, what do they, meaning our government, both parties, what do they view as violent extremism? They don't view their own bombing as violent extremism. They don't view the 26,000 bombs that were dropped in Obama's final year in office as violent extremism. They don't view the 40,000 bombs that were dropped by Trump in his his first year in office as violent extremism. None of the hundreds of thousands, millions of bombs that we drop counts to them as violent extremism. Do they count all of the various ways in which we killed 6 million people? Those are the latest numbers. 6 million people in the past 20 years with the war on terror. Do they count that as violent extremism? Nope, that's not violent extremism. That is love normalism. All right, that's not killing 6 million people. 1 million directly, 5 million indirectly. That's not violent extremism, right? That's loving normalism. That's just regular old run-of-the-mill violence. That's a good kind of violence. Do they view the Nazis being funded and armed in Ukraine right now as violent extremism? Nope, that's not violent extremism. Do they view the sanctions that we are using to kill people, quite literally kill, that's not an exaggeration, people in Venezuela, Cuba, Iran, so many other countries, Yemen, Syria. Do they view those sanctions as violent extremism? Even though the latest numbers, it's killed 100,000 people in Venezuela. It's going to kill tens of thousands in Afghanistan. More people are dying because of our economic sanctions on Afghanistan than we're dying from our bombs in Afghanistan. So when Biden says he ended the war in Afghanistan, no, motherfucker. No, you didn't. You're killing tens of thousands. You're killing more people now than you were killing with the bombs. Does that count as violent extremism? Nope. None of that counts as violent extremism. So when they say they are doing an effort to stop disinformation relating to violent extremism, they mean related to us revealing the truth. Those of us who want to reveal the truth. That to them is violent extremism. To us, to them, the fact that me, the most censored comedian in America, talking about the war crimes of our government, that counts as violent extremism to them. So just know that when they're listing these things. Human trafficking. Oh, by the way, we're coming up on the 15-minute mark. As I mentioned at the beginning, I know some of you joined later. As I mentioned at the beginning, right now this is streaming on 3 platforms. It's on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. Starting in 1 to 2 minutes, it will only be continuing at rumble.com/Lee Camp. It's free there. You can keep watching it for free there. But this is me trying to fight the censorship that I have been dealing with. I'm switching my stuff over to a lot of my videos to Rumble, and my Patreon account is going to, it's in the bottom of it's where my finger is right now, leecamp.locals.com. So I'm trying to deal with the mass censorship that I'm facing. So in 1 minute, we will complete this live stream, and I have more topics to come. I have another half hour coming up for you. We will complete this live stream, at rumble.com/Lee Camp. Actually, I'll put it in the comment thread as well. So there you go. And you can also join my local page for free for a month with promo code keep fighting, one word, all caps. Okay, so in 1 second, I'll cut off those other streams. But just as I was saying, human trafficking is the second thing she lists, human trafficking. Now, they throw human trafficking in there because they want people to agree with what they're doing. They want people to agree with the Ministry of Truth. They want people to agree with the Orwellian, dystopian, ridiculous future or present that we are entering. So in order to get people to agree, they always throw in these things that no one could be against. No one is against stopping human trafficking, except maybe human traffickers, except your friendly neighborhood human trafficker. You know the guy. He looks kind of like Jimmy Savile. Very few people, let's say, are against stopping human trafficking, except for Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Clinton, and a couple others. Who else was on that list? Alan Dershowitz. Prince Andrew. But in general, most people opposed to stopping human trafficking. So they throw these things into their list in order to make you agree with it, make you cool with it. Okay, we're going to cut off, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep ranting and raving over at rumble.com/Lee Camp. Join me there for free. Let's see. Okay, one more.